Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be continuing our lunch series using the Crochet Cafe booklet. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, we are going to continue off doing the lunch series with the Crochet Cafe booklet that I got from Amazon. If you're interested in getting this book, I will leave a link in the description box below. I am not affiliated with them. I just thought that this booklet was super ultra cute and wanted to do these projects for my goddaughter's birthday. So we are doing the lunch section of the booklet, and I've chosen to do the bento box. We have our little rice ball. We have our little octopus hot dog. And today we're going to be doing some edamame. So really excited. I'm not sure how this is going to go. It's a weird shape, so we'll see. So the booklet does tell you what materials you're going to need. And oh wow, this is a new spool. So I want to use this green. It's what I already had. I haven't even used it yet, which is exciting. I like new spools, but I always go inside the center and just pull out a bit. Sometimes I get lucky and I get the other end right away, but it's a good thing to pull it from the inside, because then this prevents from rolling around. So I have that, and then for my hook, it says that you're going to need a 3.75 millimeter hook. I actually only have a 3.5 millimeter, so this is going to be a smaller project compared to yours. The bigger the needle, the bigger the project, and you also have to pair it with the right yarn. Alright, you're also going to need a needle. A plastic needle. I took this from another kit that I had. And then markers. This is a very good investment. I talk about it all the time. They're only a few dollars online or at a hobby store. I collected these from all the kits that I've done thus far. Alright, so I'm going to introduce all new stitches at least 3 times step by step. And then of course I'm going to go through all the instructions and then show you where things might get tripped up to hopefully clarify anything for anyone out there. And then if you need to speed up or slow down the video, click on the gear button in the corner. There's playback options to go fast or slow. If you need to not hear me talk, my voice is a little cracky this morning, click on the CC button and then lower the volume on your device. Okay, so these videos that I put out are supplemental to the instructions that you'll get. So if you really want to make these projects, I highly recommend that you go get the booklet in this case. It's a really nice book. Okay, so let's do the edamame. We're going to use our green, and we have to do the magic ring. Oh wow, really? Okay, yeah, I guess I can see that. So we're going to take a yarn here. We got to wrap it around our finger 3 times with a little bit of overage like that. I'm going to take my middle finger and just hold that down. You can take this moment to straighten out your strands, tighten them up a little bit, and then I'm going to stick my hook under the 3 strands. We're going to end up pulling this back out, but we're going to drag this strand underneath these 2. So let's do that now. And once we're at this point, we're going to do a yarn over. So a yarn over basically is putting the yarn over the hook. So yarn over, and then we're going to pull this yarn through the loop. Alright, so once we're here, we can let go of our middle finger. We can slip off the loops off our hook. Off our finger. Don't do that. And then we're going to start off by doing single crochet stitches. So what you want to do is stick your hook into the 2 loops here. We're going to do a yarn over, And then we're going to pull this strand through the loops like that. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. Then we're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through those 2 loops. And that is a single crochet stitch. You have your loops for the top stitch. Okay, let's do another one. Stick your hook into the loops. We're going to yarn over. You're going to pull up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through 2 loops. So now we have 2 single crochet stitches. One more time with you guys. Into the loops, put in your hook. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So let me take this minute to show you what it should look like. We've got our 3 single crochet stitches. The top part of the stitch looks like braids, and then each stitch comprises of 2 loops, as you can see here on the sides. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the rest of the round. And once you get all your single crochet stitches on, you're going to want to close your magic ring. So what you want to do here is just grip the bottom part of these stitches, not too tightly. We're going to take this excess piece and we're going to start pulling. The idea is to see which one of these 2 loops goes in first. So start pulling and then stop once you see which loop goes in. So the back one here started to go in. What you want to do is that loop that went in first, you want to pull the lower half out. So pull out from this end, not from this end. As you pull that out, you're going to see the other loop go back in. And you want to pull it to where that loop is completely disappeared into the magic ring. Okay. And once that's gone, you can pull this excess piece and then make the other loop disappear. Just for an added pull, I'm going to pull in the opposite direction and up. You're going to feel a slight pull. You don't have to pull too tightly. And then now this is completely closed. So from here, I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to slip this right underneath the last stitch we made. So you see how I showed you the braid? We're going to put this marker underneath these loops. And when you put them, make sure you don't pierce the yarn. You can check it, pull it and check it to see if it's a nice clear hole. We didn't poke any yarn. And we can close the marker and then move on to the next round. Alright, so for round 2 we have to do an increasing stitch. So let me show you what that looks like. An increasing stitch basically is doing 2 single crochet stitches in one. So I'm just going to count back the stitches that I need and then I'm going to put my hook into the last one. So, right, put your hook, the last stitch that you need. Alright, so we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in this one stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and I did this really tight so you might have difficulty too. Okay, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then we're going to stick our hook back into that same stitch we just used. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so I don't know if you can see because the color is kind of bright. In this one stitch we have 2 single crochet stitches. Let me show you this again. So stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to put 2 single crochet stitches in here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into that same stitch, put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, So one more time with you guys. Into the next stitch, put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then into that same stitch, put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, so we're just going to continue the rest of the way here. Remove the marker. I'm going to slip this underneath the last stitch we made, and then we're going to move on to the next round. So for the next round we actually have multiple rows. We're going to do 3 through 5. So this marker is going to represent the 3rd row. This one's going to be the 4th, and then this one will be the 5th. So I can go about my day. I can take hours if I want to come back, and all I know is I got to do the same stitches until I use up these markers. Let me gather up some yarn here, and basically we're just doing single crochet stitches, so this should be pretty straightforward. Alright, so I used up all my markers. As you notice that this is curling in, making it a little difficult to work with. And that's okay, that's what happens. But the thing is that this side right now is not the outside. It's supposed to be on the inside. You can tell because it's got this extra piece just flopping around. So what we're going to do is we're going to invert this. You want to flip this inside out. So let's do that now. And you're going to see that this side is blooming into a beautiful exterior. It has all the rows kind of defined. All right, and then this excess piece you can just tuck inside. And what I'm going to do is remove a marker. We're going to replace this under the last stitch we made. And I'm going to remove the other two. Alright, so now that we've completed that, let's move on to the next round. Let's see what it says. Alright, so we're going to be, already, we're going to be doing invisible decreasing stitches. I'm going to show you how to do that. 2 videos ago, I showed you how to do it, and I totally did it such a difficult way. This way, it's the legit way, and it should be easier. Alright, I'll never live that down. Okay, so how to do an invisible decreasing stitch is basically now taking 2 stitches and making it into 1. So, stick your hook into the next stitch, but I showed you that each braid makes up 2 loops. So when we're looking this way, this is the back loop, this is the front loop. What you want to do is come up from underneath and go through in between, because we're going to use the front loop only. So once we're there, you want to go to the next stitch over, and you want to come up from underneath and go in between those 2 loops, because we're going to use the front loop only, like that. Alright, so now we have 2 front loops onto our hook. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull up a loop through both of those loops that you have on here. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through 2 loops. So that's an invisible decreasing stitch. Let's do this again. So into the next stitch, come up from underneath and go in between the loops. We're going through the front loop only. Then into the next stitch, do the same thing, come up from underneath, go in between the 2 loops. We're going through the front loop only. Then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through these 2 loops. And we're going to yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops. Alright, so let's do this again. Into the next stitch, come up in between the 2 loops, going through the front loop, and then into the next stitch, go in between the loops. We're going through the front loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then we're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. Alright, so we're just going to continue with this the rest of the way. Remove the marker, this under the last stitch we made, and then we're going to move on to the next steps. Wow, we have to fill this, I think, or maybe not. I don't think so. Yeah, we're not stuffing these. I'm like, this is a tiny cavity to stuff. Alright, so the next round, we're going to go back to increasing stitches. Okay, so I've showed you guys how to do that. Let's do increasing stitches. Okay, remove the marker, put it underneath the last stitch we made. Alright, next row is actually 8, 9, 10, and we're back to doing single crochet stitches. Alright, so we completed rows 8 through 10. We have to add the safety eyes, placing them between. Okay, so let me just pull this out a lot. So I'm going to take my hook and just pull this. And I'm doing that because I don't want the weight of my hook making things difficult for me while I sew. So I'm going to put this to the side. This is going to keep me from losing that stitch. Now I'm just going to grab some embroidery floss and I'm going to sew the face on here. If you have safety eyes, use it. Safety eyes, I'm not going to use them. Alright, so I'm going to be using green. I don't have black. I've been using different colors. I've got my plastic needle here and I'm going to thread up. And I'm not a sewer, so bear with me. I'm going to sew eyes, and we have to do this between 8 and 9 rounds. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then how many stitches in between? 2 stitches apart. Alright, pull this in. I'm going to leave a tail for me to tie later on, and I'm going to go a stitch wide. So you have to do multiple passes to make a decent size eyeball. So I'm just going to do this a number of times. Okay. And then once I get the desired size, I'm going to go past 2 stitches and we're going to do the next eye. This looks more like an alien. Right, and then we have to do the mouth, and it's going to be in between the eyes. So just going to come up from underneath here, and then we're going to go back down, and I'm using a half stitch. Okay, and I'm going to leave a little slack because we need a dip into the mouth, right, like that. Alright, so I'm going to come up here and we're going to come up through that loop. And we're going to go back down in the same spot that we came up in. And so we have our little smiley face. So now from here I can just tie off this green. I'm going to tie it around 2 times. This off. You can tuck in the excess pieces inside the edamame. And then we're going to stick our hook back into this large loop and tighten it up. And then we can continue with round 11. Alright, so I'm going to get some yarn here, and we are going to continue with our edamame at round 11. And we are making 3 of these. I'm going to make the other 2 off camera, and when we put everything together after well, I guess at the end of this video I can show you all of them. Alright, so in round 11 we're doing invisible decreasing stitches, so let's do that. Whoops, what the hell? I almost did a regular decreasing stitch. Alright, replace the marker. And for the next round, we're going to do an increasing stitch. Replace the marker. Now this is going to be for the next rounds 13 through 15. We're going to do our single crochet stitches. Replace, oh, nope, not replace, add a marker. Place the marker. I'm gonna remove these other ones here. Alright, so we completed round 13 through 15, and then we're gonna do round 16, which is invisible decreasing stitches. right. So now we're gonna fasten off. I'm gonna remove this marker. Fasten off. And we're leaving a tail for closing. So I'm gonna cut off a bit here. All right. Then I'm gonna yarn over. To fasten off, we're gonna yarn over. And then I'm gonna pull through this loop all the way out and tighten this up. Then I'm going to grab my needle here. I'm going to thread my needle. We have to close off this hole, so we're just going to weave in and out of the stitches. Alright, and pull. And then I'm going to find a moment to do my knot. And I'm going to come back in this project here, stick in my needle. I'm going to come back out from another end. Doesn't matter where. Right? Then I'm going to cut this flush. When I straighten this all out, it's going to get sucked into this project. And we finished one edamame. Alright, so when we come back, you're going to see the other two friends. And we're gonna assemble our bento box, and that will be it for this video. But we're still on our lunch series. We still got to do the egg and tomato. I think that's about it. Yeah, so be right back in a snap. Okay, you guys, so here are my little edamame buddies. Look how cute they are. It's so cute. This is such an amazing crochet booklet because it has variety and I love it. I mean, who doesn't love edamame? Well, maybe people with allergies, but let's add our edamame buddies to our bento box. Oh my gosh, look at it. Look at you guys. We're gonna have a whole meal in just a few days. So next time we come in, we're going to be doing the tomato. So all we have left is the tomatoes and the egg. And we'll be done with the lunch box or lunch bento box series. I am working with the knit kits, so I'm going to be throwing that in as well. Yeah, and then next week we're going to be doing I believe snack. It's either snack or dinner. Well, I know snack. I think that's gonna be one tedious. I just took a glance at it. I'm sure each individual piece is gonna be fairly easy. The only problem is it's gonna be a lot. So at any rate, thank you so much, you guys, for joining me on another trip down to Crochet Cafe. Again, if you'd like to get your hands on this booklet, go ahead and check my description box below. It's probably the only link there, I think. I don't know, I don't remember. But this is something you should definitely get for yourself. There's just such, I don't know how many projects filled with fun, cute things. So, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.